Come on, press the goddamn button.
Welcome to another episode of Not Your Average Auntie's podcast. I am Joe, and I'm here with my co-host Jay and Key, and we like to keep it real, raw, and relatable while sharing our opinions, feelings, and feelings.
And feelings and feelings and feelings. No.
Feelings and feelings. Okay.
So, Key, what we talking about today?
Well, we're talking about social media. But before we get into the real topic,
Social media is the devil. No, just
you know, so talking about social media, if it disappeared tomorrow, what will we do? We're talking about electronic addiction, false identities, the illusion of connection, all of that rounded up into social media, right? But before we get into that, how was your week, guys?
it was good.
Yeah.
Copacetic.
Cool. So, in our lovely Sing It Sis segment, Sing It Sis, I would love for you guys to sing a line from a song that describes your relationship with social media.
On Joe?
Guys, but mine's has been my anthem since the beginning of the year.
Okay.
It is hard out here for a pimp,
God,
but he's trying to get the money from the girl.
that's social media.
Yes, because
Okay.
dipping and dodging between TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, promoting us and promoting the podcast.
Okay.
Hard
Okay.
out here for a pimp.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Pippin.
It's a struggle. It's a struggle. But I'm getting better at it. So,
I feel you. Jay.
So my relationship with social media I find it to be interesting and I find it to be comical. Some value add if it takes you down the right path to some sort of knowledge, but I think it's interesting and comical at times. I find humor in it.
Okay.
But and the things that I do find that add some good insight to me, I hold on to. But the song I picked was Video by India Ari.
Okay.
So
Which line?
huh?
Which line from it?
Where's the line up? I see what y'all doing and it's all kind of funny. Is that the line in there? Oh no, I'm not your average girl from the video. That's the line. I'm mixing up my notes. I'm not the average girl in your video. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
My notes, but that's it. I'm not the average girl in your video, but you know how she talks about how people are being performative. They're out there putting stuff up, whether it's they performing for validation, the pressure to look and act a certain way. So yeah, that's the song that I chose, and I agree with a lot of the things that she says in that song too. So because I'm not your average girl. I'm not your average auntie girl.
Yes, baby. Tied in for the promo. I love it. Okay. For me, I'm going to say my song as it relates to the relationship I have with social media is money, 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 money. Money. And that's the lyric.
Okay.
I think it ties well.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that one.
So, I'm going to just ask this. Could you guys go without social media for a month?
Personally?
Yeah.
Personally, I could. Professionally, I can't. You gotta distinguish the two.
Yeah, you sure do. I'm glad you brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Joe?
Yeah, professionally, no. Personally, I don't know about the whole month. We have to take baby steps. So I can probably go a week, maybe 2 at most, without struggling because I have other things in here that I could occupy my time. But at some point, yeah, I will have to work towards a 30-day window of no social media at all. No television. I mean, we talking TV, we talking social media.
I said social media.
Well, the TV is screaming, so we're still on it.
I don't consider Netflix social media.
Oh, then yeah, I could go a whole month.
I'm talking TikTok, I'm talking social media, which what we're talking about, right? So Netflix is streaming. That's different from social media. I'm
Okay.
talking TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and YouTube.
Damn, YouTube. Okay.
That's still social media. Even though you can stream on it, it's still social media.
I'ma still stay with my original statement. I can go 2 weeks because I got the TV occupying my time along with other stuff, but then at some point, it's gonna be hard not being able to pick up that phone or jump on my laptop and not search something.
Yeah.
I have to work towards that.
Hmm.
I'm weak.
I mean,
Not
at
weak,
least you
girl.
can
I'm weak for TikTok now, so, you know.
TikTok got a hold on me.
Yes.
release the shackles off our TikTok.
The devil's a liar.
Um, That's interesting because we are all Gen X. So
Mhm.
we were here before social media.
Yep.
And so it's very interesting that you even said that you could only last a week when, 15 years ago, you lasted,
I can give you 2 weeks.
you could last 2 weeks, whereas
Yeah.
15, maybe 18 years ago, especially, I'm going to say 15 for you because you wasn't even on them platforms like that. You wasn't even messing with them.
Yeah.
My first one was MySpace.
So when you think about it, I think for a lot of people would be in
Mhm.
the same boat as you, as Joe, and they just don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
To be honest with you, they don't
Listen,
want to admit. And
my
then let me answer the question for me.
yeah.
I personally, I could go without it.
Exactly.
I raise raise the right hand on without it. Personally, professionally, if I'm making money, you're not messing with my money, right? But
Yeah.
personally, I absolutely can. I
Yeah.
could read a book. You know what I'm saying? I could there's other things I could do to occupy my time, so I don't need that,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
it is damn sure entertaining. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
it is.
It is entertaining. I
Yeah.
mean, I get people, my peeps be like, "You didn't see that thing I sent you?" Like, no. And that's today. No, I ain't see it yet. Let me go look now because I don't be looking.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think too, and I'm glad you made the distinction, Jay. I think that there is a clear distinction between the professional and the personal use, right? Because when
Mhm.
you're looking at it from the professional use, it's not a consumer use. I'm not consuming. I'm analyzing things a little bit differently than I was when I'm in the mode of doom scrolling and just be like, yeah, whatever. Right?
Yeah.
Really have my hat on for professionally, to make money or whatever. I'm looking at it, okay, so how can I market things this way? How could I do, so it's a completely different thing. But I do believe a lot of people, boredom would set in. I do think a lot of people equally, if they were stripped of it, they'll find alternative measures to escape because it is a form of escapism,
Mhm.
for sure. So yeah, I again, I'll just say again, more people will be less willing to admit that they couldn't go without it than others. I
Yeah.
think people ain't gonna admit that. Now,
Yeah.
could you go without your phone or laptop for a month?
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's
So listen, people. I had a question before for the audience also, before we even get into that then and now topic of the phone, laptop
okay.
situation, right?
Okay. Do it.
So you touched on a lot of points, right? So we talked about the escapism, the avoidance, the consumption, the connection, the dependency, and all that kind of stuff. We forgot about people use it to vent too. You didn't add that. People use it as
Mhm.
a venting platform, air all their dirty laundry. Um,
Yep.
so for our viewers, what role does social media actually play in your emotional life day to day? We love to hear it in the comments. So to dive into our then and now segment, then and now. So you guys know this week, if you're on this provider network, Verizon was down and out for hours.
Mhm.
People that was on
What day was it?
Huh?
What day?
This
Tuesday?
was Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah, it was Tuesday.
Okay.
I believe it was
It's all a
Tuesday.
blur to me.
Okay.
And it may not be a blur to others, but it's all a blur to me because
Fair
listen,
enough. Okay.
so they were out for hours. If you had an iPhone, you had the big old SOS. If you have an Android, it said you can use for emergency calls only. You couldn't connect to nobody, right? So when you think about then and now, in a time, you talked about us being Gen Xers. Yes, we had cell phones, but even before that, when you didn't, we survived. We got through. It wasn't that immediate connection because it was like, I got to you when I got to you, right? So when you think about it, when you walked out the door, there was no checking in, no I'm on the way, no location sharing, no red receipts, no plans changed. You showed up or you missed out. So did we have more patience back then, or were we just used to being disappointed when we had the ability to connect? And now everything is instant, right? You're used to having a quick response. You get angry when somebody don't immediately reply to your text message. Back then, you had to wait. So if you had a choice between then and now, what's your preference? The immediate connection or the ability to wait and be patient?
I got to know. Okay? I got to know.
Now.
I needed to know back then. Shit, when I beat you with them 3, 4, whatever that, hello.
Oh, the beepers?
Okay, I'm just messing with you.
Gosh, damn, she with the pages with the.
So let me ask this question
again. That was instant. We talking about just having a house phone, right?
Right.
We ain't even talking about beepers and all that stuff. Cell phones is far more immediate because beepers you still had to wait. The person had to still call you back when they was ready to. They ain't had to answer your damn page at the moment. They don't even have to answer your phone today at the moment, but they do, right? Everything is a lot more instant today than it was yesterday.
So how old were you guys when you got your first cell phone? I'm curious.
I was a whole ass adult.
Huh?
I was an adult working in the workforce, had children.
Oh, wow.
So I was still I had children young, as you know, but I was a teenager. I was still in the workforce working, but I was like 18, 19, something like that.
Yeah, I had my first at 15 because my sister used to work for,
Cell phone
my
at 15?
first cell phone was a Siemens.
So you had the big
What's
clunky.
the big
Yes.
clunky phone?
Yeah,
My sister used to work for a cell phone company, and she got me a cell phone. I had a cell phone and a beeper.
The one you carried on your shoulder in a case?
No.
She had that big ass clunky thing.
Oh shit.
Nah, I only had the beeper.
I only had that for a short time, and then the Siemens, when it came out, it was the flip phone, so it was a big one that you had to pull out the antenna, and it had the flip piece at the bottom. Yeah. I hadn't turned 16 yet when I got my first cell phone.
Oh shoot. I didn't even think about those. I'm thinking about the more modern ones. I forgot about those. Now you bring that up, Joe.
And I was with Bell Atlantic before I went to Sprint. So I was already with Bell Atlantic for like 6, 7 years before.
Bell Atlantic.
Back in the day, right? They took it back.
Yeah.
They took it back. Didn't they get acquired by AT&T? Something like that. Yeah.
So.
But I mean, look, I know, to answer your question, I gotta know. Like, I hear you loud and clear. I probably did have more patience back
then.
Like, it was just a matter of circumstance. That's what it was. You had no choice.
You had no choice.
But make no mistake, depending on who I reached out to, depending on who it was, you had a certain amount of time before you responded.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, listen, there's no argument today. Granted, today, the accessibility or the convenience of having a cell phone and being able to create that connection. Because you think about it, things happened back then that you didn't know about until either you got home or somebody else got home. Like, think about how the world has been for the last couple of years. If we didn't have cell phones in the last couple of years and all those things happened, can you imagine everyone be a fucking in Bellevue right now? I know I would be.
The chaos.
You think about 9/11. I mean, people wasn't able to really connect, but you knew you had the ability to. That in itself, can you imagine if you didn't even have that ability to even try. Like, you could try over and over and over again. I know a lot of people, cell phones were not always working for everybody, but you had that. Imagine not having that back then with no cell phone. So I get the importance of cell phones now, but I do think it creates the behavior of, you have to answer me right away. You have to always be available. I have to know what's going on every minute, every second of every day. And I don't think that's true. So I think if I had to compare the two
Mhm.
of what the importance of having a cell phone is today versus what people think it is versus back then, yeah, the luxury of not knowing sometimes or not having an answer and respond quickly, you still have that luxury today, but people don't know how to use it and leverage it. They think they gotta always be responsive.
You do have that
I'm
luxury.
not one of them people, sorry.
Yeah, you
I mean,
do. Yeah, you have to understand understanding what you need to respond to and what to prioritize,
mhm,
right? That's what pretty much what it goes down to,
yeah,
right? And just making sure you're focusing on the right things. Definitely.
absolutely.
The only thing I don't like about social media, not social media, but just communication in general now, is the phone took away the actual communication between 2 people.
The
It
cell phone?
made the cell phone, it made it more impersonal,
Yeah.
especially when it comes down to a text.
Yeah,
My first choice would be to make a phone call versus texting somebody or emailing somebody.
yeah,
But that's
and I
just
want
me, it just makes it impersonal, that's all.
yeah. I wanna make that clear distinction between cell phone and phone, because phone, back then, you picked up, you talked to somebody. You
Mhm.
couldn't text. Cell phone,
Oh, I
you
know
text.
that. Yeah.
So, no, I'm just saying when we said phone, I just wanna carve out the 2 because it's important to say how the your level the point you was trying to make about phones becoming impersonal is not an actual physical phone, it's the actual cell phone and how people
Yeah, it's a
get
The
cell.
text
using it.
messages.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But see, I don't know. I hear what you're saying. I acknowledge that, but I think it just depends on who you're communicating with.
Mhm.
To be honest with you, because I'm one that I don't need to actually have a conversation with someone. I can key it up and be having a good old time on text, and we good. You know what I mean? So I don't. It doesn't make it any less interpersonal or. If I'm talking to someone that knows me and gets me, I can easily send
Mhm.
it. I do it all the time. I do it,
Oh, yeah.
and I'd rather it's still for me, the text messaging allows for that connection still
Mhm.
without having to overpower your day by having a 1 to 2 hour conversation, right? If I don't need to.
Yeah.
And I can still get the joy depending on it again, depending on who you're
We're
talking to.
talking to.
But that's just by my personality.
Because
I
you're a communicator. I that's one of the things I love about you. I told you back when you used to do those long morning texts to everyone, that used to get me through the day.
Yeah.
She'll have these outlandish stories that be about a page long, page or 2 long, and I could read it while I was sitting on the train or something like that. I used to love those. So
Yeah, I remember those days. Yeah, yeah.
So one other thing I think is the connection to point out, cell phones then versus now, work-life balance.
mm,
It
Mm,
has changed that a little bit. Well, a lot for some people, right? The immediate again, it's immediate access. Back then, you didn't have to work was left on Friday. It was
mhm,
done. You walked out the door, you was done with it. At least in terms of connecting or communicating with somebody. You may have went home and got on your computer and did something, whatever, but there was no text messages. I never forget, quick story, I never forget because I've been in corporate forever and a day, right?
mm,
And there was a time back then when you called out, you would call your manager and say, "I can't come in today." Whether you had to give a reason or not. Some places required you to give a reason, some places
mhm.
didn't. But you had to call in, right?
Yep.
Then when the BlackBerries came out, taking it back then, it was like, "Oh, I emailed my manager." I'm like, "What? You did
yeah,
you emailed your manager?
yeah.
That's unprofessional. You also call your manager,
Oh, yep.
right?"
Mhm.
That's how I've been in corporate America for God knows how long, Key.
Yeah.
Like
No, my
I
face is
think
funny because yeah,
things start to get a little bit more modernized, and so but then it was like you emailed them, you didn't call? So then now fast forward to, "Oh, I text my manager." You text your manager, like, I
Yep.
wasn't as shocked with the text as I was with the email at that point because the manager started texting, and I'm like, "Okay." we are adapting, which is fine, but I still think it takes away some of that balance, like
Hmm.
the work-life
Even when
balance.
we had the ability to email, there was some companies that I worked for that did not accept the email. You had to call. There was a number that you were supposed to call to let someone know that you're not coming in. The email was just a added, but that still took years, even after we had the ability to send emails out. And then the text messaging has only been what, the last 2, 3 years that that was allowed?
More than that.
Well, where I'm at, you still had to send an email or call a number to let someone know you're not coming in.
Yeah.
So,
So
Times are changing, child.
mhm,
You know, I've always, anytime new technology came in, I was on the forefront of that. These BlackBerry
mhm.
failing your ass, and I done told you my ass wasn't coming in now. Not supposed to cover with me. I told you I'm not. I can't make it in. Don't ask me why. I ain't giving you no fucking explanation. I ain't coming in. I hated that,
so
but that's a whole 'nother thing.
Never
yeah.
Times
you.
change and get with the program.
Share with the program.
Mm-mm.
So given we had that day, like I wasn't the only thing that got me a little bit anxious about not having the ability to call out. I mean, at least you could call the emergency number, but I couldn't call my kids. My kids couldn't call me.
Mhm.
God forbid I got stuck on the side of the road. Yeah, I can call 911, but what the hell they gonna do? They ain't come and fix my flat tire. They're gonna tell me call roadside assistance. Damn it. And I can't. So anyway, other than that, I was totally fine. Got home. Oh, but people probably didn't know the workaround, and maybe they did. WhatsApp was working because that goes off of Wi-Fi and not the cellular.
Yeah.
Just for you guys to know in the future, should that happen, try WhatsApp. You can connect
Mhm.
with people.
Or
Free international calls.
just connecting to so quiet as a cat, I heard about the outage through social media.
Mhm.
Come on, Verizon, and I wasn't affected. And
Yes.
if I was affected, I must not have been noticed it because I must have been my head down working, honestly. But
Yep.
I did not. I literally heard about it through social media by the time I got home, and I
Yeah.
swear I was on my phone throughout the day. But that's neither here or there. But what you can do is if you connect to the Wi-Fi, you can get off the network. And it don't matter if you in Starbucks and you just need to text somebody. If you on Wi-Fi, it's gonna go through.
It go through, yeah.
Nope. Know that one either.
It's
So
gonna go
okay.
through. So yeah, so definitely, guys, if you have an opportunity, use the Wi-Fi. Now, if Starbucks Wi-Fi is through Verizon, then you're fucked. But
Well, here's the thing. I think it was just the ability to call out and text because Wi-Fi was everything else was working on the phone.
yeah, so then
Yeah.
So it was
yeah,
yeah.
you can get
The few people that I knew that had the same issue, they knew to use WhatsApp. So,
yeah, you can. There's ways around it. So long as everything's not flooded, if it was a
mhm.
natural disaster, sometimes like back to the 9/11, I remember when it was hard to get through to people, even
Mhm.
the internet. You know, what do you think? What are the good things about social media?
You stay in the know.
Okay.
You stay in
If I had to say some good things about it, I think it you can connect with people you probably haven't connected to in a long time. You can find people you haven't been able to find through other ways. Sometimes, not all the time, because
all the time.
everybody's not on social media, right? I think you can learn some new things that you probably wasn't aware of. Like one of the things that I've been learning, like I'm a member of Costco, right? So one of the things that I've been seeing, did you know as a member of Costco, you got all these because Costco ain't gonna tell you all those things, but I'm like, oh, okay, so that's you probably should know. Probably if you read the freaking 10-page whatever disclaimer they give you, but some things it can be informative for things like that. I wouldn't use it as a news, like serious news outlet, but
Mhm.
I learned new recipes on there. I learned some fashion trends on social media, but I don't use it for anything too serious, in my opinion.
So,
More of entertainment.
Yeah,
Mhm.
told you it's comical for me. It's interesting and comical.
so I think there's a couple of things, right? So I want to just touch on the news piece. I think a person needs to just exercise discernment when it comes down to the most serious things.
Mhm.
But the fact I don't have, I'm gonna say this is a fact, but I don't have the sources, so maybe I shouldn't. but but it's widely known that if something happened, you're gonna find out at first on social media
Mhm.
I
before
agree
you
with that.
find out from a Fox, CNN, or whatever news outlet you use, right?
I agree.
The issue, though,
You have
is
to
that
find.
you don't know. You'll get various opinions.
Mhm.
Whereas when you go through historically, when we didn't have social media and we'd get things from the news outlets,
Right.
we're only regulated to whatever they push out to us. So
Right.
that means that maybe there's could be something going on over here that's really important, but if
Mhm.
they're not pushing it, think of the Black missing children in Atlanta. They ain't pushing that. That's important to everybody here on this podcast and many
Mhm.
people out there. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna learn about that stuff. So I
Yeah.
do find that there's certain things, again, using discernment where I'm going to pay attention to versus the things where people are more opinionated
Yeah.
and that's not necessarily fact, but they're pushing it like this is the real deal. I'm gonna be a little bit that's where my weariness comes in, and I'm like, okay, I'm not paying attention to that, and I'll take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree to that. I agree. It does give you it if you're a person that's smart enough to not just take whatever social media pushes out and
Mm.
go into your due diligence and go look. So it does make me go like if I see something, I will go search other places for
Mhm.
to verify
Me
whatever
too.
they're putting out there.
Mhm.
So I won't say that I don't completely ignore serious situations, but
Mm.
I don't necessarily rely on it for that. But to you're very 100% right where it is gonna probably be the first place you hear about certain things.
It's on social media.
I don't disagree with that at all.
I also think it's good on that. It's like two sides. It's like you got to balance it out, right? Because it can be good for educational purposes, things that you would have never even thought about or heard about. But again, if it's a reputable source, you're like,
Mm.
wait, because I couldn't get that if it wasn't, I wouldn't have access, right?
Yeah.
I think, listen, it could show you what's possible. Yes, there's scammers and all that stuff, but
Mhm.
people that are doing some real things,
Yeah.
making some real moves. I never forget it when Super Scent came out with the crayon case and she like made $1 million in a day or something like that. And
Mhm.
this back in like, I don't know, 2019, whatever, I don't remember the time
Mhm.
frame. But I would have never known that this Black woman was able to achieve that by selling makeup.
Mhm.
And mind you, it's not like she's a L'Oreal. It's not like she's a MAC. This is her own thing. I would have never known that that was even possible had it
Mhm.
not been for social media.
Right.
Right? So things like that, and you could find inspiration in that. You'd be like, wow, that's brilliant.
Mm.
EYL, I've been following them
Yep.
since, 2019, following those brothers for a long time. I would have never known about them
Mhm.
Mhm.
had they not been on YouTube. I mean, I was introduced to them in a different way, but then when I found them and they were on YouTube, so things like that, there
Yeah.
can be ways where it can be absolutely positive. And then of course there's the scammers and people that be perpetrating fraud and acting like this is their life. They're every day all prim and proper and pretty and shit. And it looks like this is it's a ruse.
Mhm.
I
It's
think that
always
I was gonna say the last thing I was gonna say, I think that the biggest issue that I find with social media is that people don't exercise critical thinking. And it's
Mhm.
them that they don't know how to your point, "Hey, I saw this. Let me go research myself and see."
Mhm.
Or
Mhm.
this person said this. They immediately agree
Right.
without saying, "Hey, well, let me look at all the different angles." And that is the bigger issue to me.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, even to the point of liking something, you don't even know it's behind something that you liked. Like, did you understand what you actually clicked that heart about? Like, because they're not fully listening,
Mhm.
they're not reading the captions, or even going to some of the comments. Some of the comments will give you some insight to other things like what this person's
Yes.
actually about. So uh, I'm like very leery of like certain things on social media. I take it with a grain of salt, basically. Like, I don't take everything word for word, so
Mhm.
because you can't I think I was gonna say something else, but I forgot, I lost my train of thought. Moving on. Oh, I was gonna say that, like with a lot of things, there's good and there's bad,
Mhm.
and you talked about the scammers out there on social media, the fake and it comes down to people who fall for that stuff. Like, You guys got to be smart out there, people. So be smart. Do you think social media has that FOMO
Hmm.
mentality? Like, I think people, if they're not plugged in and they're not seeing what's going on, they have a fear of missing out. And it's like, but what are you missing out on? That's the question I ask. I ask, what are you missing out? Like, the people that you're following, and these not your close people,
Mhm.
it's people that is far removed from you. How do they really impact your life that you need to be that plugged in to their day to day?
I don't think it's so much being plugged into one in particular thing. To me, it's entertainment. It's not so much me following one particular person. It's just me going on and searching. So for me, it wouldn't be that. I don't know how it is for other people, but I'm not following just one in particular person.
No, I think so. Hear you both, but I think there is a population out there because I
Yes.
follow many people, right?
Mhm.
And I follow many people, many companies, blah blah blah. But there are a group of people that are out there that do follow the influencers, creators, a variety of different creators, and they're literally, they look forward to seeing their day to day. They look forward to seeing whatever they're putting out, and they're engrossed in it. Meaning, and I think it's a certain demographic, to be honest.
Mhm.
And you know, case in point, there was a situation where an influencer, a creator, she and her husband are getting divorced. It just came out this week. Now I follow them for a number of years because they're cute. It was, cute family. She's little nerdy, wacky, like, me. So that's, yeah. But when I tell you people are in uproar of her getting the divorce, he cheated, and then and she's the victim now. He's the one that cheated, and she's the victim. He should have left her because she's so nerdy and wacky and quirky, and so it's people
Yeah,
are engrossed, and it's like a TV show. It's a form of
yeah.
entertainment, like all of us just said, but to
Mhm.
a different level and magnitude. Where that's where, quite honestly, things are moving. Like, I feel like, yes, we'll always have the shows, but when you wanted the real reality,
Mhm.
it's this stuff, right? It's the creator that's, "Get ready with me. So, guys, I wanna take a bite of this sandwich. Oh my god, I wanna show you.
That's too
Oh
much. I
oh my
can't.
god, I'm so scared. Wait, I'm gonna try." That shit. People get into that, and it's a thing. Well, let me put on my makeup, and it's like a TV show they got to tune in not just weekly, daily, hourly.
And
Stalker
and
alert.
No, it's
well,
not no, it's not
Some of
stalker.
them, yes. The way they act sometimes, like they gotta see it the minute it comes out.
How is that no different from a fucking vampire show that you like, comes on every Thursday that you're
But
like,
I'm not breaking my neck to see it now. I can put that on
"Oh,
demand.
no, no." Think about when you were younger, you weren't
Uh-huh.
Buffy the Vampire, whatever the hell shit you like with them werewolves and
I
shit.
actually didn't like that show.
Whatever. Stop trying to go against me. I'm saying, you know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Your ass would be home. I got to tell them
I
folks,
gotta go home.
sit down so I can watch this fucking show. And
The only show that had me going crazy like that, there was two of them, Dallas and Dynasty. Those are
well,
the two shows that I used to break my neck
whatever.
for.
My point is, fill in the blank with the show. You asked
Mhm.
me to watch it. I'm trying to draw the parallel. So
No, I get it.
it's no different. I'm telling you, what I'm trying to get to you to understand is it's moving away from a TV show to a
Social
creator.
media.
And it's gonna get more, it's only gonna go down that path more. I think that you're gonna start to see, you think Netflix is putting podcasts on their
Mhm.
platform. Wait till they start to put
The
individuals on, because
influences.
YouTube already doing it.
Yep.
YouTube been doing it for years.
Yep.
So people are
Exactly.
really tuning in to the likeness of others
Yep.
Mhm.
as a form of entertainment.
And
And
they
that's
are
huge.
to the point that they even argue in the
Oh,
chat.
yeah.
They even argue in the comments, rather. They're like arguing with each other in the comments. So
Yeah.
they're very much invested in the people that they're following. And listen, granted, do what you like. I think there are some good people out there putting out good content. So if you're out there and it isn't like inspirational things, like my thing is I love to learn how to cook new things, right? I love to learn new things. So
Mhm.
I follow people that provide different types of recipes that have you thinking like, I love to meal prep. How can I meal prep easier than how I used to in the past
Yeah.
and still eat good quality food? So I follow stuff like that because I find it informational and it helps me accomplish the goals that I have of making sure I meal prep every week and it not be a tedious goddamn task. I want to get my freaking food prepared because I'm not spending no money, no coins in these goddamn streets. So I follow people like that. But then if I want to learn how to do a certain type of makeup thing, I'll go look something up. But am I gonna follow them because I don't wear makeup every day like that and I'm not that invested in makeup? But yeah, I'll go look and research for a little bit and get the information I need and then move on. But stuff that I'm invested in, like meal prepping, I'm gonna
Because
follow
That
people like that
but
all
the
the time.
algorithm on your phone or on your laptop is gonna give you that information. You don't necessarily have
Absolutely.
to follow one particular person. If
But
you just put
people
the word
do.
makeup in your search engine, a whole bunch of people are gonna come up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For
so
sure.
I'm just saying I don't need to when I go on is mostly for entertainment. I
Mhm.
don't need to follow, and I'm not gonna lose my mind or cry or
yeah,
die because I didn't follow one particular person.
I
Yeah.
hear you. I think you're not the demographic I'm talking about, but I was
No,
trying
I know there's people out there that does
there
that. I
is,
get
and that
that.
don't mean that they're stalkers. But what they're doing is no different than what you was doing maybe 20 years ago while you was watching whatever the fucking show that was your show.
Yeah.
It's just a different they're just not watching a show, they're watching a person. That's not stalker.
And getting upset in the comments?
That's like you
That's
would get upset if somebody in Dallas,
Or yelling at the TV.
what the hell
You
did you say?
stupid, Bobby.
Well, you get what I'm saying? It's no different. It's just that
Okay.
you're watching a TV show, they're watching a creator. They're still
Right.
getting entertained, and they're
Right.
gonna argue in the comments.
They
So,
have people to engage with versus the TV screen,
yeah, while you
right?
yelling at
So
the
nobody gonna talk back to you on the
TV,
TV.
nobody gonna
You're at the TV, you're not
Yeah,
gonna
I get it, I get it.
same thing,
This is
but
taking
maybe
it to a
part of
whole
that
'nother level.
demographic, I wouldn't even say it is a whole nother level, but it's nothing that I'm not degrading it. It's just this is where technology is. This is
Yeah.
what enabled people. Hey, I love the fact that creators can make money online. I love the fact that influencers can make
Mhm.
money online. I love the fact that, you know, it's a new way. You don't have to be beholden to having that 9 to 5 if you don't want to. So,
Well,
I'm all
sometimes.
for
yeah.
I'm all for anything that progresses. I think in closing, or one of the things, if it completely went away, I'll share
Mhm.
my thoughts about if social media completely went away, and I want you guys to share your thoughts. So, if it completely went away, what would happen to society? That's the question. I think it will hurt a lot of small businesses,
Yep.
Mhm.
particularly online businesses,
It
Yep.
because
would.
absolutely need an online presence. I think it will force them to have to go back to a time where they have to pay for ads. Right now, social media for online business is free. You put your
Right.
shit in, if you got good content, it's going to fly, right?
Right.
Right.
So I think that it will force people to have their own personalities and own thoughts and thinking independently instead of that group think or trying to adopt a personality that you've seen from a creator that you like, right?
Mhm.
So I
Yep.
think if it went away, we'd have more of that. And to be quite honest, if it went away, I think it'll flood the workforce because now people gotta get jobs. So, they're gonna have to, they're gonna try to get the unemployment's gonna skyrocket, right? So
Mhm.
that's my thoughts in closing if it went away.
Yeah. I think people gonna have to show up as as their real selves.
Mhm.
I think it is gonna slow down productivity for people,
Mm.
for business owners, like you said. It's gonna have force people to to connect in a different way. Like,
Right.
if you're not connected now, you're just not connected. If you lost that contact, you lost that contact. If you lost that audience, you lost that audience. How are you gonna grab them back?
Mhm.
Which way? Like, are you gonna go back to snail mail, emails, hoping they open up the email and respond? So, yeah, I think it'll impact. It'll have a huge impact, especially on people who do run businesses. I think for people personally, if that's solely what they rely on, I think it's gonna cause some type of mental depression or anxiety. If that's the thing that gets them through their day,
Mhm.
it's gonna cause them to probably not be happy. I don't know, whatever. If it provides some happiness, that's what it does for people. So I think there's some positives in having it, but I think the way certain people use it sometimes is not always for good. So scammers gonna have to be more creative again.
Mhm.
So, which is that would be a positive of not having it versus a negative. But I do think there will be a huge impact of not having it. It'll take away from how people are connecting, good or bad.
Joe?
I do have one question.
But you didn't answer my question. What you think is gonna happen to society? If it got
It would force people to do things that they stopped doing. It would force them to a hobby that they had at one point. It would just redirect them. They would have to find something to do with their time
fair enough.
because, unfortunately, social media does take up a good portion of someone's spare time.
Cool. Alright, what's your question?
It's not so much a question. I did have some fun facts, a few of them that I thought was real interesting, and then it made sense.
Okay.
The average adult touches their phone 1,000 times a day.
I mean, I
Where
don't know. I don't know if I believe that because I don't know what the source is and how would they track that. But keep going. What's the next one?
Okay. And most people check their phones within 10 minutes of waking up every morning.
I think that's I would agree with that.
We don't get bored anymore. We get distracted. So we have a lot more distracted drivers, which increased the amount of accidents that are taking place on the road every day, which is sad, but
Yeah.
and
Okay.
silence for most people is uncomfortable.
I think I would agree with for most people it can be because people don't like to be alone or even in their head with their thoughts. Most people don't.
And for some, waiting feels illegal. I just thought that was having
True.
to wait to touch their phone or to go in and look
Yeah.
at social media. It feels like it's illegal. It shouldn't be allowed.
Okay.
I just thought that was hilarious. That's why I left that one last.
Cool. Cool. So
So,
go ahead. Go ahead, Jay.
you got a question for the audience? I have a question for the audience, for
I
the
was gonna
viewers.
have a question to close it out.
Mhm.
If social media disappeared tomorrow, what would change in your life? That's I would love for you guys to weigh in and put it in chat
Mhm.
or the comments. What would it change for you?
As
You
I
ask
said,
ask that now or just to the view?
This is to the people.
oh, okay.
Let us know, people. Tell us the answer. Drop your honest answer in the comments.
Yes.
I would challenge our viewers to try one digital boundary this week and let us know how it goes as well.
Okay.
I can do it. It's easy peasy for me.
Yeah, y'all do that. I ain't doing it. So yeah, my name is P.
Oh,
And I am Jay,
And we
and
thank you
we
for
are,
watching.
and we
yes.
thank you for
We
watching.
thank you for watching. All right.
Peace out, everybody.